Good evening, Krakens, and welcome to the overnight edition of From Day One, episode 55.3. It is a special edition, Return of the Krakens. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and of course all you happy people. We are back on the original Kraken server for tonight's part 3. As you can see, level 130s, we can get the love, the feel, and everything from a level 130 account. We will also have Art Bell, who got bumped last night, in tonight to finish off with Ron Moorhead and Scott Nelson, BigFoot sound guys. Yeah, get a doll. I like a Lilith doll. Thank yous. Okay. Alright, one thing I do want to show you before we do go ahead and bring Art on is the magic that happens at level 130. First of all, your daily quest change. Instead of being normal quest to having normal quest with, there we go, honorable guardian boxes available. This would be where normally there would have been an experience point reward instead. And second of all is the tower. At 130, you have a nice little Valkyrie waiting for you at the beginning, where it'll ask you whether you wish to do manual, 15 chests or more, or auto, spend 2,300 emeralds, but you get every single chest in the tower. Let's do a manual run. What it does is it'll manually move you to each chest level. So level 4, you get the tower coin. Level 8, coins. As you can watch, the little skull coins do increase as well as we go up. Level 10, we were at 75. As we proceed now, it's 105. Le Mort cards, thank you very much. Those are good. 16, now at 120. Tower coins. 150 at 20. Gold to 22 with just 15 more skull coins. You get the axe. I believe it's what, the Garudian axe. 26. Tower coins. 28. Gold. 32 should be next on the list. More gold. Next one is 36. Whatever that item is. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. 39. Whatever that red item is. 42. The Helion Harpoon. 46. The ring. And the very top, level 50. Where we get gold. You also get your skull coins, which now you get the full 390, which cashes into the absolute max of 100,000. And you also get the full tower claim. And you see there, you still access instant clear tomorrow. Alright, so with that said, we're going to be doing everything from the exchange battle of the elements to guild wars to everything in between. So sit back and relax as we bring on Art Bell, Ron Moorhead, Scott Nelson, originally from October 7th, 2015. Remember, they are individuals who said they've seen and heard Bigfoot. Oh, gotta turn the audio up.
And then this weekend I'm going to the Olympic Project to meet up with some good people. And I have, in November, I've got the Sasquatch Summit, which is held here in Washington. I'm sure you know about that, Max. And we'll have a good time there. Scott Nelson is going to be with me there, and he adds a lot to my program I do. And,
all right. He mentioned the Patterson film again, and so I want to ask you, there has been some recent speculation that a third person or another person is seen to the left in the video moving about. Have you heard about that?
I've heard speculation like that. I've never saw that myself. But there's a lot of speculation on the Patterson film. It comes right down to it. It's a female walking, and they caught her on film, and it's spectacular. There's a lot of speculation that she was trying to lead them away from a young one on the left. Is that what you're referring to? Bigfoot in the...
Yes, another something moving. Yes, indeed.
I don't know.
Right.
I've seen that film not as much as anybody, but I've seen it a lot, and I've never looked for that specifically because Bob said he didn't see anything and anything else.
All right. Let's go to the phones, and I think Fallon, Nevada. Hello.
Hello. How's it going, Art?
Doing fine.
Great. Very impressive recordings.
Yes.
Main reason I called is the Sierras are very near and dear to me, and I used to do a lot of backpacking for weeks at a time back in the early 80s. And the one that sent chills down my spine was the one with the rocks. My wife woke me up one night on one of our treks, and...
not with rocks, I hope.
Not on me, But we heard the clanking, and it sounded like guttural type voices, but they were much in the distance. But you could definitely hear the clanking of rocks and what sounded like guttural type communication. And they were in two different directions, like you guys said, almost a communication. I'm not going to give the location. It's just somewhere off of 395 there. But yeah, that sent chills down my spine when I heard that one. And what kind of made me laugh and really call in is one day I took off the trail because we had a base camp set and way off the trail, and I found a pyramid of Spam cans. I don't know why they were in that shape, and it was all stacked up, but it was a pyramid of Spam cans that had been tore open, looked like bitten into, tore open. And I just thought it was funny. It was like a monument almost. And I just kind of cracked up.
A monument to Spam.
Yeah. Well, I heard them say he left Spam cans, and they were old cans. This was in the early 80s when I used to go. So I just kind of thought that was funny, and I cracked up.
Yeah, interesting. They really do love Spam, huh?
Well, they ate it when we left it out, but we started taking better food up there. We packed in more with the mules and all. And anyway, they'll eat whatever you leave them as long as it's not rank.
Do you think?
Also left a jar of peppers open one time, hot peppers. And,
hot peppers, really?
It was the same night we left that raunchy meat out that I talked about earlier.
I was going to say, trying to invite an attack?
Well, it was wrong. I mean, we should have done that, but all the peppers were gone the next morning. These things had came in that night, and they didn't take any more food from us the rest of that year.
All right, on Skype, Joe, hello.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, sure.
Okay, I got a couple of questions.
Fire away.
Some people talk about digital recording devices opposed to the older cassettes and stuff. Do you think that has any effect on what you're getting?
Oh, I'm sure it would. I think the digital recorders are better. Cassettes is all we had during the 70s when these things were real close to us. I use a H2 zoom in now, which is very small, very lightweight. It'll record it omnidirectional, four different channels, and you can put lithium batteries in that with a large chip, and it'll last a long time. But that's.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
There have been reports of people in the presence of Bigfoot with recorders, like we're talking about right now, but with batteries dying.
It happens. It's happened to me. It's happened to Scott. That very night I told you when they came around my camp in 2011, when I was there by myself, I had my little digital recorder with brand new lithium batteries in it. And when I heard them chattering, I heard it going on, I turned that thing on and batteries were dead.
So you've observed that as well, Scott?
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, Ron and I both have. I mean, we've sat there and virtually watched the gauge on our H2 recorders.
Wow.
You can almost watch it drain.
I get it. So, boy, that sure does put it over in the paranormal camp. Caller, anything?
Yeah. Do you think that the Bigfoots can detect the digital versus the older cassettes? You know, they
Well, I think
they're more
everything
aware
makes
of them?
a vibration of some type, and it's possible they can pick up that
electronics
vibration.
put out like a frequency or something, digital.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I must have talked over you. I do think they probably can. I'm quite sure they pick up infrared. They also probably pick up infrasound and speak and probably make infrasound sounds. But everything has a vibration, and these things, trail cams, all that have a vibration. And I think probably they can do that. I don't know, or it's all speculation, but I would say yes, they could probably do that. And I don't know about the cassettes, but I don't know why they wouldn't have a vibration too. And if they can sense that, then they would know.
Right. Okay, another thing I was wondering about, a lot of people talk about the smell.
Yes.
Can your dogs track the smell and maybe find out if they live in a cave or something? Has anybody ever tried to track them with dogs?
Good point.
Well, never see your dog again. No, I don't recommend people taking dogs if they're really wanting to research these things, because the dog will go after them. You'll either lose your dog or your dog will cower down. And on my second CD that I have, I got a recording of a man who lost his dog, and he just called the sheriff's department after he'd seen this Bigfoot. And it was quite compelling to listen to him, because it was all real. And it was, you hear the sheriff's department asking questions, and right when he's had the sighting, his dog had gotten killed, big German Shepherd.
So, in what manner was it killed?
He said he heard a squeal, heard a big thunk, like a hit on the ground, and he's seen it just sailing over the trees.
While we're on the subject, are there any reports of Bigfoot harming a human?
No. No, not that I know of. Albert Ostman was taken away, supposedly in his report of 1934, interviewed by John Green in the 50s, and he supposedly was kidnapped, carried away, and held by a captive by a family, two adolescents and a male and a female in an area in Canada. This is up the Toba Inlet. I researched that when I flew over it with my plane, all for 7 hours one day, and trying to find where he was, but could not find the spot. And
so you're a pilot, Ron?
I am, yes.
That leads to another question. There have been many people who have asked if there is a reason to think that somebody who is a pilot like you, with some sort of downward-looking heat signature, something or another, might be able to look for these creatures.
I think people have tried that. If you're going to see one, it's going to be by accident. I know the technology is there, but my gosh, how much you'd have to fly to pick one up. You'd have to know the weight of it, or have some heat seeking technology that would actually, you could limit the size of the creature to 1,000 pounds, 800 pounds. Otherwise, you'd be picking up every rabbit and farming it around.
Well, that's true. I would think, though, that in the winter, for example, or the colder weather, it would be very easy to spot with heat signature, as opposed to the background ground. Well, that supposes they're warm-blooded. We don't even know that, really, do we?
We think they are. They're primates, but again, it would take a lot to do that, a lot of funding and just a lot of time to.
Yeah, but they might be paranormal primates.
That's right. You're hitting on something there, Art, that sounds pretty interesting.
That does.
There's a lot of enigmas associated with these creatures, and I do believe that when they're in our dimension, our three-dimensional world that we live in, four if you want to count time, that they have to respond and live by our rules. But I think they may have some alien, something in the DNA that maybe got altered from a caveman or a great ape or something.
All right. Kansas City, Missouri, you're on with Ron and Scott.
Hi, Art. Just a couple of things here. I'm kind of I'm thinking about Elaine right now, hearing about these spam sandwiches and Elaine's ham sandwiches and her pie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a question though specifically for you, Art, and it's about bugs. I know bugs has come up a few times here and there. If I brought up the name Ed or Edgar, would you be familiar with that?
I wouldn't comment one way or the other.
Okay, I kind of assume so. I'm
sorry.
If you would comment on bugs.
Look,
and the map and all that.
Yeah, I would leave it to the family. As you know, the person Bugs has passed away, and I really, really, really feel that it's up to the family to decide whether to release the map or whatever.
Have you heard the same thing out there that many of us have heard about the NSA showing up at his door with your map and making them take him to the graves of the Bigfoots that he?
No, because my map is. Let's put it this way. I don't want to talk about this, sir. I'm sorry.
I respect that, and thank you for taking my call.
Right, thank you for making it. You've heard the story, gentlemen, about bugs, I'm sure.
I have, yes.
Mm-hmm. It was very convincing. Don't know if it was true. There's no way to know, but I did receive the map. I will say no more. Kirby. Hello, Kirby on Skype. Kirby, you're very, very loud. Back away a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Is that any better?
Not much. Back away a little more.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Just
set this up here to check the audio levels.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, great. Earlier on in the interview, guys, you mentioned that at some point in the discussion that some of the audio might have people take a second sobering thought about reaching out to these creatures, and I'm just curious if that's exactly what you were referring to there.
Yes, they are bigger, stronger, faster, smart.
It certainly has me.
And if DNA can be manipulated or presented in, which I think it can, these things, in my opinion, are hybrids, and they possibly have alien something in them, which gives them attributes which we aren't quite understanding totally yet.
Whoa, wait. That's hold it. That's a whole new direction you just pointed toward. You said hybrid.
Yes.
Elaborate, please. Hybrid of what?
From alien intervention into a great ape of some type. Changing the DNA, giving them the cognizance, and giving them all the attributes that humans have, basically. And we're hybrids, if you want to believe in God. He made us in his image. We are cognizant creatures, which are very unique. We have dominance over these things. That's why you can tell them to go away, and they'll go away. But there could be a very sinister reason for their existence, and they will toy with people, they will befriend people, but there's a reason they're staying so hidden behind the trees in the backwoods of America. And I have my opinion of that. Basically, I know that hybrids have been here. I've seen the evidence of it with scientists down in Peru, and like again, UFOs are commonplace down there, but you're right. This is a different direction, which we haven't hit on tonight. But it's how I put the dots together.
I've been hearing a lot about hybrids lately. So
I am a Christian. I believe in God, and I believe that we're made in the image of God. So we have unique abilities too, which we have not learned how to access totally. But these things, they're made in the image of something else, and they have all the things that they have a lot of attributes.
all right.
Can they disappear? I've interviewed people, Art, that have said these things that disappear right in their eyes for a long time. I just do those count outs.
And you've never seen that?
I've never seen them just well. Not that I know of. Scott and I found some tracks that disappeared. Couldn't figure out where they went.
All right. Well, that's pretty good, actually. They just suddenly end.
Yeah.
All right. Kirby, anything else?
No, that's great, guys. It gives you pause to rebroadcast some of these recordings, as you were saying. So you might not be too keen on what you might receive back. So okay, well, that's great. Appreciate it.
Right. I don't think I would take those recordings, out into the woods and just take them out and play them. No. Let's go to my goodness, Silverdale, Washington. Is that correct? Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Hi.
I wanted to ask Scott and Ron if that meat was rank, which it was, and they buried it, and they like to seem to eat cooked meat. Have you ever found any indication that there's any fires that they've had, with the leftover kindling or anything that they've used, or ashes or anything? Any campsites that you've seen them cook on?
No, nothing. I mean, I've looked a lot over those mountains to find some type of evidence for them like that. I think they probably live in caves when they're here.
Oh, and do you think that
they don't have fires that would give them away, and I think they're forbidden to really interfere with humanity.
Okay, we're getting sudden noise from somewhere.
Oh, what kind of proteins do you think they eat or do they just convert plants to protein?
All right, we're going to hold it there, Trish, because there's noise coming on your line. I have no idea what that is.
All right.
Okay.
They're omnivores, I'm quite sure. They eat like we do. They have the protein needs like we do. The hair, the scat, and all that we turned into different facilities in the 70s, but at that time DNA wasn't up for grabs. If we had that same evidence now, we could probably get some DNA out of it. Their scat, defecation they leave is masticated, chewed, huge though, and they could tell you what it was eating at the time, but they couldn't tell you what it was.
All right, let's go to Delano, California on the phone. Hi.
Hi, how you doing, Art?
Okay.
Hey, recently I watched a show on Discovery or Nat Geo, one of those channels, where they were talking about trying to figure out if dolphins were actually speaking a language.
That's right.
And they actually put it on a curve, and each little squeak and everything was just like English. You open a book and count how many ands and does and ors, and you put it in a graph, and it comes out to a perfect curve, which would tell them that it's an actual language. They did that with the dolphins, and they could tell that they were actually speaking a language. I was wondering if these tapes have been subject to that type of scrutiny to find out if it is an actual language.
Well, the answer is yes. Scott would answer yes to that regarding these sounds.
Sure.
But I think a better question is what he set up. Scott, are you aware of they're looking for language abilities in dolphins?
Well, I don't know of that particular study, but it's been postulated for many years that whales, for instance, and dolphins and other animals have communicative, exchanges,
right,
if you will. But the difference in these tapes is that this is language by the human definition of it. We can call those other things whale utterances if you want. We can call that language if you want, but it's not language by the human definition of it. Whereas these utterances are articulated exactly in the same way that humans do.
Yeah, the way I understood the study, though, was that they could take any book in any language and take all the words out of that book, throw them in, and then they start counting how many ands, buts, or this is that.
Yes. Yes.
Words, and then the least frequent word would make an arc.
Okay, gentlemen, we've got to hold it there. Word break. Sorry about that. We don't have many breaks on this program. It's mostly content. But we do have one for everybody to relax every hour. This is Midnight in the Desert. I'm Art Bell.
And we'll be back with them as soon as the audio break is over. Alrighty, let's go off to the guild raid.
The Guardian that he still considers himself to be a skeptic, it's clear to see.
This is Midnight in the Desert. I'm Art Bell.
Sorry about that. Looks like we have a group that we missed. So, take the tape back.
I'm Amy Martin. X-Files creator Chris Carter says he will be basing the new series, due in January, on NSA links provided by Edward Snowden. Carter states, "Every day I look at the newspaper and I see a possible X-Files episode." Though he admitted to The Guardian that he still considers himself to be a skeptic, it's clear to see that Carter still wants to believe. The 6-part series airing on January 24th could be merely the beginning, as Carter seems to be planning for future episodes. A video emerged a while back on YouTube depicting a long procession of white trucks with blue and red strobe lights escorting what appears to be a large disc-shaped object being hauled on the back of a 16-wheeler. Like something straight out of science fiction, the object, which appears to be supported by at least 3 massive legs and wrapped in white plastic, initially raised numerous questions to viewers. What was this object and why was it being escorted seemingly by law enforcement? Users have reported that this object has been identified as the $813 million X-47B project, an unmanned aerial combat vehicle engineered by aerospace company Northrop Grumman. Originally intended just for demonstration, the Navy has decided to keep the vehicle in flying condition, pending further development. What's Florida man up to this week? Apparently, a Libertarian Senate candidate from Florida, who goes by the name Augustus Sol Invictus, claims to have spent a week in the Mojave Desert, where he fasted and allegedly drank the blood of a goat in a ritual sacrifice. The 32-year-old attorney, who changed his name to the Latin phrase meaning majestic, unconquered sun, admits, "I did sacrifice a goat. I know that's probably a quibble in the minds of most Americans. I sacrificed an animal to the god of the wilderness. Yes, I drank the goat's blood." Wildlife may have made a big comeback at the Chernobyl exclusion site in the Ukraine. Elk, deer, and wild boar within the Belarusian part of the exclusion zone have been found to be biologically similar to wildlife in 4 other uncontaminated nature reserves in nearby regions. Wolf numbers are now 7 times higher in the zone than in other comparable areas. The wildlife are thought to be thriving from the absence of agriculture, forestry, and hunting. The area is still deemed unsafe for human habitation. The vaguely blue-black Halloween Whopper by Burger King is reportedly turning excrement green. While the fast food chain won't reveal potential ingredient culprits, the Washington Post speculates that it is most likely caused by a combination of dyes in the bun. Have a strange story or a news tip? Email amy@artbell.com. This has been Amy Martin with Dark Matter Network News.
Okay, remember that back in 2015 when Burger King did a funky Halloween Whopper. Just a second, we'll return with Ron Moorhead and Scott Nelson with what will likely be their last segment of calls. As we have Nas the Doom Herald.
Sequence with Art Bell. Please coordinate your phalanges and call 1-952-225-5278. That's 1-952. Call Art.
I'm just a talk show host, so I don't probably get to declare classic shows, but in my mind, that's what you're listening to. Classic show. Best ever done on Bigfoot. Hi, everybody. Phone lines are open. Well, they're not open. They're full. Skype, pretty full too, but you're welcome. I'm just saying, you're welcome to call in. Gentlemen, welcome back. You're back on the air, both of you. And this is good stuff. I mean, in terms of the Bigfoot world, it's great stuff. Here's something I want to ask about. It's rights. As American citizens, we have lots of rights. Under the Constitution. As it sits right now, Bigfoot has no rights. And I wonder if that's something that you've given much thought to, whether there has to be some sort of legislative or constitutional change or something that protects these creatures, because otherwise, if they can be shot, they will be eventually shot. Everything else has been.
Well, supposedly they've been shot. I've heard a lot of accounts that people shoot them.
Heard that.
But they never find the body for some reason. I think I know why. But I don't think they need our protection. Really, I think I mentioned in the last session, I think they're here for a purpose, and basically, if I'm wrong, and I could be wrong, I'll say that, I'm still learning, but they're not, I'm getting sleepy, Art.
It's all right. No problem. I've got lots and lots of people to talk to you. For example, hello there, you're on the air. On the phone.
Yeah, hello, Art.
Hi.
Hi. I have some questions for your guest. Ron has made several mentions of Bigfoot supposedly having an agenda or knows why they're here. I would like to know why he thinks they're here, and also where he thinks they came from, and if there are any different species among the Bigfoot.
All right, that's a lot of questions.
Well, why are they here? I guess I mentioned I'm a Christian. I believe and there is end times coming for us. If you want to believe the Bible and believe some of the things it says, there's going to be alien intervention into our humanity, stronger than it was before in the days of Noah. That was the reason for the flood. Get into the spirituality of what these things could be, what we are as spiritual beings, or what we are as human beings. And basically, I think they could be entangled quantumly by their creator, whoever it is, and I think it could be aliens. And that sounds a little out there, but I said that 10 years ago. I've been probably locked in Looney Tunes, but I know aliens have been here. I've seen evidence of it. They could be here now. I think we need to watch for inundation of it, because they're going to offer humanity advanced technology. And that's what you got to watch for, because that's what they gave us in the days of Noah.
Right. Do you believe there are different species?
I believe there could be different ones, and as many different aliens there could be different Bigfoots. I know Scott mentioned that language is species wide. Well, if they're the same species, they got different type foot. They're in Nepal. They're different. They're different. And I think they could be from different alien intervention into changing DNA, altering, manipulating DNA of some type of animal. Could have been a bear. Could have been human.
Do you make the same kind of jumps, Scott, that Ron does? Do you think they?
No, I don't go there. I keep my speculation to what I'm an expert in.
Right.
So of course I have private speculation, but it's I don't take that step. I try to stick with the language stuff.
Okay. Kurt, hello on Skype.
Hey, Art Bell.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Kurt from Tolleson, Arizona. I wanted to ask them, have they ever taken any pictures of them?
Yes, a very, very, very good question. And the answer is no?
No, we tried and tried. Never could get a picture. The only thing we could capture was their sounds, the vocalizations. They again, as I mentioned your first hour, we underestimated what we're dealing with, their intelligence level, their awareness, their intuitiveness. I underestimated it totally. And we never could snap a picture. We had 3 cameras thrown off a tree, broken open, with a thread, to trigger them 6 foot high, and right where they've been coming in after the food, and we couldn't capture it.
Yep, that was back in film days, right?
Pardon me?
That was back in film days, right?
Yeah, when you had film. Yeah, 35 millimeter stuff.
I just don't believe this. I just don't believe that my Lord would allow these beings to be out there making that kind of noise. I think it's all fake, and I think that you all lying, and that's all I have to say, and have a nice night.
You're going to hang up. What a chicken.
Oh, no, I won't hang up. If you want me to stay on,
I do. I want you to stay on. Don't say something like that and then just hang up. That's rude.
Okay.
Anyway,
I know. I just don't believe them. I think they're lying. I think they're full of crap.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, hold on. Let him respond.
Reason for spending 4 years of my life chasing this stuff.
Yeah. How about that?
I just think that 1972 from these recordings, Tricky Dick was in office. He was a big liar, and I think you all are too.
Well, good for you. You're judging people, and I don't judge you, so you can judge me anytime.
I'm just saying, like I know, my Lord would not allow these hairy beings out there making all those crazy noises. I think it's just a big made-up mess. The man that first came up with Bigfoot admitted before he died that it was a big joke. He made big old footprints out of wood and did it. And then after he did that, my goodness, the Bionic Woman, $6 million man, came out with Bigfoot things. There are all kind of Bigfoot things all over TV. And now you all doing this. Actually, the Bionic Woman and $6 million man came out with that Sasquatch episode right about 1974 when you all say you saw him. I just think it's a big bunch of malarkey, period.
All right. Well, thank you for the call. And I don't appreciate the analogy to Tricky Dick. I mean, that you pulled that one out of somewhere.
Well, everybody can think what they want to think. I really don't care that much if you don't want to believe in it. But
he says the Lord wouldn't let it happen. Not something like that, non-human. The Lord wouldn't let it happen.
Well, where's the Lord? Where is he? What is he? It's energy forces within all of us. I think we all have a connection to God. He's looking at God like a separate entity someplace. Mm-hmm. And basically, I don't believe that at all. Even Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. And basically, I wish that all could be one with the Father as I am one with the Father. Well, we got to become one with the Father, not look at him as a separate entity, somebody you're going to talk to a plate about or something, but he's got the concept of God somewhere else. And
even the Lord didn't strike down Dick Nixon. It took the Supreme Court, I believe, Congress. All right, anyway, to the phones. Hello, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, Art. It's Rob from Ottawa.
Yes, sir.
Interesting show, Art.
Oh, yes.
Thanks for coming on, Ron and Scott. And you're right, Art. This is a special show because we put in the words hybrid into this equation and the word paranormal. And frankly, I'm embarrassed for Art's audience with that last guy because I look at him as a troll. That's all he was. He doesn't even believe in Jesus. He's just called to troll.
Yeah, well, that's right.
That's exactly what it is. So.
Ron was getting a little sleepy. He needed that.
He was. You'll find Ron, Scott, you'll find our audience a very receptive audience. Like we're open to thoughts, and everybody has a right to voice their opinions. But we are generally a very, very receptive audience. Now, you've answered all the questions that I had when I was putting on hold. So I guess I just want to thank you then for coming onto the show. And you have to come back with more recordings and explore this hybrid and paranormal, because I think they are popping in and out of our dimension, and that's why you don't see bodies.
Okay.
Could be. Yeah, I
Thank
believe
you.
that too. A lot of people reporting portals, disappearances, and portals. There's a lot going on that we don't see.
I like the word portal, but it's been ruined. All right. Next caller on the phone. You're on the air. Hi. Well, that was a good clearing of the throat.
I'm sorry, that was me.
Yeah, go ahead. Caller, go ahead. Butte, Montana. Hello.
Oh, hello.
There you are.
Hi, sorry. You took my good question that I thought I had about the paranormal stuff and Bigfoot, but
I'm sorry.
I was wondering if any of you have heard of John Keel. He writes a lot about cryptozoology, and he kind of goes into the paranormal thing with Bigfoot a little bit and relates it to things like the Mothman and I don't know, kind of similar things. But he talks a lot about them kind of maybe they can go onto a different frequency that shares the same space as us, but it's on just a different frequency, like radio waves.
Yeah, okay. And his name again, please?
John Keel.
How about it? Anybody?
I haven't heard that name, but I've heard that theory. In fact, I subscribe to that somewhat. They do, I think, are able to get on different frequencies, and if they're interdimensional, like I think they could be, they definitely have those attributes.
Okay, there you go. Let's bring Roxanne on Skype. Hi, Roxanne. Extinguish your device, please.
Can you hear me okay?
I hear you.
Good. I called about a week ago about my experience with Bigfoot, and it was a very interesting one. It was in the middle of the night. It was in Arkansas, and we were driving, and we almost ran it over.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Actually, you're the lady who had Bigfoot hit the side of your car, right?
It hit the trunk of the car and left dents of the palm of both hands.
Yeah.
So the next morning we went and checked it, but I saw his face, okay?
Yep.
And one question I have tonight is, yes, it does look human. And it had hair, but it also had like a rough, an ape type of thick skin. But
Right.
it had red, orange, glowing eyes.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was from the tail lights, the eyes. And that gave me the creeps.
That gives me the creeps,
I don't remember
too.
hearing any sounds, so...
All right, Roxanne, thank you. That was a very interesting call. Actually, she said that she didn't hit Bigfoot. Bigfoot hit her car and left marks, dents in the car. Quite a story.
They will hit your house, too.
Yeah.
You hear a big beat on your house or something.
There you go.
They toy with you. I like to say that. They'll play games with humans because, again, they think that we think we're smarter than them.
All right, down
They have the edge over us because they can do that stuff. They can jump so fast, move so fast.
Yes, sir. Down in Texas, you're on the air.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Art?
Doing okay.
Appreciate you getting back on the radio. I was tolling on the radio today, and I was on 1070, and they said Art Bell's back on the radio. Me and my wife were just extremely happy because we were just listening somewhere in time every Saturday. We lived for it.
Well, I'm happy to be back, sir.
Well, it made me feel great. I called all the way to iHeart San Antonio, their corporate office.
Where are you hearing us now? Where are you hearing us now?
I'm calling you from Galveston, Texas. I'm catching you on 1030 in Houston.
In Houston. All right. Well, welcome to the program. Do you have a question?
But I did do that. I just want to let you know I called every major radio station today in this area all the way to San Antonio telling them Mark Bell's back on the air. You better get that boy back on the air. I'm bored.
All right, sir. Thank you. Yes. Do you have a question for my guest?
Yes, sir. One thing. Tell that guy he don't believe that the Lord will make any weird noises. Tell him to go down to the Houston Zoo and look at the gorillas. And also tell him to go and look at Our Lady of Fatima when that saucer-shaped sun came down to the earth and went back to 70,000 people.
Well, the Lord would never do anything like that.
Yeah, tell him to open up his eyes. He can see a lot of things around, you know.
Well, the Lord does many things, more than even he knows. Thank you very much for the call. I'll slip into that character. Tom calling on Skype. Hello. No, I guess not. Let's give Skinny Bob. We're going to give Skinny Bob one chance here. Hello. Going once, going twice, gone. And to the phones we go to, well, I'm not sure where, but on the phone, you're on the air.
Hi, I'm Millie in Arkansas.
Well, okay.
And I'm going to give a shout out to Art Bell Time Travelers, first of all. And they took my question. So I've been trying to think of something to ask, and I guess a good question would be: does your guest go to the same place all the time, or does he have different places that he goes to find these? Is he just like tracking one specific family, or does he just, where does he go?
I mainly go to the Sierra camp. That's where I like to go because I think they know me up there. I have been all over, though. I've explored and been invited to all kinds of places. And here in the Olympics, where I am now, it seems like a real hot spot. There's a lot going on here. And can't wait. I haven't been here that long, since last February. But I've been to Peru, I've been to Russia, I've been into Siberia, I've been into Nepal, researching the enigmas, and basically they weren't so much enigmas over there, just sightings, and trying to find out more about them, how it might relate to Bigfoot over here, if there's a commonality in the species.
Right. Do you spend the night there? Do you camp out, have tents? Or do you stay in the trees?
No, I don't go in the trees.
In a tree. I
fall out in my sleep.
I don't think I can stay on the ground.
Sometimes we'll pack in with horses. It depends on where I'm at, where I'm going. I have 2 horses now, and I haven't got to use them yet. It's just been so busy for me doing different things. But all I do now, so my business is out, and I'm just a researcher. And,
okay, ma'am, I'm sorry. We've got to leave because the show is getting ready to end on us. Not a thing I can do about that. So I'm going to start by saying, Ron, Scott, thank you so much for being here. And anybody want to plug anything, do it now.
Well, thank you for having us.
Give a shout out to Daniel in Dublin. That's in California.
Okay. How about books?
Books. I have a book, Voices in the Wilderness, on my website, ronmorehead.com or bigfootsounds.com. I have 2 CDs I've produced with sounds. Some of them you've heard here tonight, but basically they're each 40 minutes long. And the first one is Al Berry's story. He's an investigative reporter. The second one is my story. And the book is my 40-year chronicle of what I've been doing all this time.
Excellent. Scott, anything you want to mention?
Nope. Stay tuned.
That's just a perfect line for this show. Thank you very much. Thank you both.
Thank you, Art. It's our honor.
Thank you, Art.
Have a good night. All right. Well, that's it, folks. We're out of time. Going. So we'll do it again tomorrow. And by the way, there'll be an open line show on Friday, which is just when I do fun stuff. So if you have a suggestion for, I don't know, a good special line, email it to me, Art Bell, at artbell.com. Seems pretty easy, right? Artbell at artbell.com. And by the way, I think Amy is just fantastic. Good night, all time zones.
Thank you, Art. And that was the Midnight in the Desert with Ron Morehead and Scott Nelson with their Bigfoot sounds. As we've gone around the world of everything from Dominion to Asgard to Guild Wars and back, this run of the Return of the Krakens will remain with probably for about another maybe 8 to 10 minutes before we say goodnight. As Art Bell would refer to it, goodnight from the desert. However, I think it's a good deal. We'll take a few minutes here for a... No, we won't. Oh, sorry. Let me see if I can find something. No, I definitely don't want that. Alright, let's go back up to the airship real quick while I'm still looking. Yeah, let's do that. Sovereign citizen convicted for biting off the tip of a cop's fingers. And actually, I think this is going to be a first time for this nice individual to join us. May I introduce both Regical and Regicow? Hopefully Regicow is with him. Regical, if you would, my friend.
Name, rank, and badge number, please.
Officer Tim Edwards with the Austin Police Department. I need to see your...
Do you have a warrant?
Do you have a warrant? Really, guy, that's the game we're playing? I have this feeling we're gonna go down the entire more sovereign citizen script.
No, I have you for speeding.
That's not a crime. You don't have a registration. You don't have a warrant to search my private person.
Valid license here, sir.
Sir, you're trying to force a contract on me, which I'm not obligated to perform under that contract. You're trying to force a contract on me.
Why are you so loud and sideways?
Do you have a victim? Have I committed a crime?
Citizen of this city, sir.
I'm not a citizen. I am a national, a sovereign. Not a sovereign citizen, none of that.
It still baffles me they played a sovereign card or sovereign citizen card. Well, you know, this might be an older video, but they still behave the exact same way. And this guy actually bit off a finger of an officer. Who would have known he would have gotten convicted for that? Strange how that works.
I am a sovereign Hebrew Israelite American national. I am not a citizen. I'm of the Tennessee Republic, not the state of Tennessee, which is a corporation, and you are a private contractor for the state of Tennessee.
He said we were speeding, but
I have no obligation to perform under the contracts that you're trying to force on me right now. You're violating my constitutional rights, which you took an oath to uphold.
All right, explain this to me, sovereign Tennessee man, whatever. I don't even care. If you are indeed a self-proclaimed sovereign, why would the Constitution of the United States of America be applicable to your dumbass?
yeah, we right here. We pulled over.
You violating your oath. Like, do you stand in honor today?
Yeah.
Do you stand in honor of your oath today? I'm asking you a question. You have a duty to answer that question.
Okay.
A duty. Also, who is the commentary lady? Can you please shut the hell up? Because you sound even dumber than this guy.
You took that oath, didn't you? Did you not, sir? You violating your oath right now. You in violation of Title 18, 242. Title 18 USC 241 and 242. Why don't you go look that up? Because you're in violation right now. You violating your oath.
What are you looking at me for? I'm not gonna look that shit up. It's stupid. 100% it's out of context. 100% he doesn't know what it means. And that is 200%. It doesn't work like that. But hey, here we are.
I ain't committed no crime. I'm taking my kids to drop them off so I can take my wife out to eat. You are prohibiting me from traveling. You are detaining me unlawfully. I have not committed a crime. There is no victim. Where is the victim at?
Well, your brain has passed away quite some time ago, I'm pretty sure about that. This guy is so dumb, he is not even refusing to brain. He just doesn't have one.
Who filed a complaint against me? No one. You have no probable cause whatsoever.
You got any paperwork on this car, sir?
Do you have a warrant? Am I obligated to show you anything right now? No, I am not. You are violating my rights.
Are you in the state of Tennessee?
No, I'm not in the state of Tennessee. The state of Tennessee is a municipal. I'm in the Tennessee Republic. The Tennessee Republic. Not the state of Tennessee is a municipal corporation. And I am not obligated to perform. I have no contracts with y'all whatsoever. You're trying to force a contract on me. I am not driving, I am traveling. This street is for the people, and I am one of the people of the Tennessee Republic. And you have my private property right now, and I would like that back, please.
Yeah, sure. Hold on to you.
No, you're not holding on to that. Now you stealing my property? Are you stealing my property?
Yeah, I get some information about
That's
this.
all the information you're getting. This is my private conveyance. This is not a vehicle.
How old are you, sir?
Sir, I don't answer questions.
It's kind of nostalgic, you know, being a dumb ass, doing a dumb thing, and making an ass of himself. I mean, absolutely everything he says is absolutely wrong, absolutely. But I'm still left wondering why these, well, let's call them conversations, go on for so long. Not to mention he's loud and sideways. That bothers me more than anything.
Without my lawyer present, I have not committed a crime. I ask the questions, I don't answer them. I'm not trying to be rude, mean, or none of that, but you're not about to violate my rights.
Hey, you hear that sound? That is the alarm of liar, liar, pants on fire. The fire department is, gonna put out the fire, I guess.
With all due respect, you took an oath to uphold my rights, and you violate them right now. No crime has been committed whatsoever. You can't even produce a victim.
Oh, that was just perfect timing.
Who did I hurt? The state of Tennessee? Bring the state of Tennessee out here.
My God, that doesn't even make sense. Let me tell you something. Porn Go By wasn't as annoying as you existing.
Where's the state of Tennessee at since I violate their statutory code ordinance? Code and ordinances.
157, 136, what's your point? We're just west.
This officer right here violating my rights. He has no jurisdiction. He's operating out of his jurisdiction right now. And I will be seeking civil suit on this officer in the state of Tennessee for violating my rights.
Yeah, you hold up there. I mean, that would mean you are contracting with the state of Tennessee, right? Seems a tad bit hypocritical there. Oh, hey. I forgot who I was talking to.
You will be getting sued, sir. I just want you to know that. You in the state of Tennessee, in Knoxville Police Department. A group of thugs, a group of rugs. Read my notice right there, sir. Read my notice.
So, now listen to this.
The man who claimed to be a sovereign citizen when he bit off part of a Knoxville police officer's thumb was convicted today. Police pulled Alexander Ray Johnson over for speeding and for failing to have a license plate in June of 2017. His car had a plate claiming a right to travel as a sovereign Hebrew citizen. He argued with officers about whether speeding was a crime. When they asked Johnson to get out of his car, he attacked those officers and then bit the tip of one officer's thumb off. Sentencing is set for March 28th.
And that would be 2019. And here I thought they couldn't get any more disgusting as Glen Syria or cow patty. But here we are. These things are actually dangerous. And with things I mean sovereign citizens, Moors, frauditors. They're a stain on humanity. And it needs to stop. Joke's on them though, because there's laws being made to counteract their stupidity, which they are going to turn into victim mentality mode. And on that spectacular note of exposing idiots for what they are, I got nothing. I hope the officer's got his thumb working again. I mean, how else are you going to thumb up people?
Thank you, Regical, even though you did not have Regical with you on that particular experience. We will let you go and forgive you for this one time. Alrighty, so with everything that we can do now, let's see the pluses. Kira could go to orange 3, Martha could go to orange 3. Astroff would be 2 away from orange 4. Yes, there is actually an orange 4. Isaac 2 away from orange 2. Yasmin 2 from orange 1. Cleaver 2 from purple 3. And the other character I've been working on, Helios, down here, 4 away from purple 3 on the Kraken server. Alright, with that, let's just go down and see if there's anybody that I can use some of the low-level items I still have to level up. Other than that, we'll probably call it for this particular episode. What levels needed? 61. Yeah, we can go ahead and bump Satori. Maybe. Watching the Experience potions. Alright. So, two things we got a crate. A lion armor. Oh, one more crate button. Here we go. And then we can't because we would need a second dragon's heart. So I guess we can't ring up Satori after all. Damn it. Alright, so I guess we will decide not to. Alright, with that, again, we will return to From Day One servers starting tomorrow, again, 56.1. Please like, share, and subscribe. Get us to those goals for both Boxy Nexters of 5,000 views of the videos and 1,000 subscribers to pay attention to us for our videos and getting us items so we can send those items off to you, the watchers of the show. Coinbase information below. Fill that out to get your $10 in free crypto, plus in the Coinbase Earn less than 2-minute lessons, one-question quizzes to get up to another $100 in free crypto with no time that you have to hold it before you can redeem it and sell it. Until next time, it's always a great new world to release the Krakens. From the Revenge of the Krakens on server 48 to, of course, From Day One on 87. Have a great day. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And come on back tomorrow as we continue From Day One.